This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good Thursday morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jacqueline Matter.
Hello, John Scalzi. I'm Don Brennan. Indeed, Thursday morning already. It seems like I've only been here for a couple of days. Oh, yes.
Oh, wait, but you have.
Yes,
Little Friday.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah, we're almost there.
Friday Eve
And
is
the
what I
weather-
like to call
and
it.
the weather's progressing as we go into the weekend, no?
Yeah, well, I think today we'll probably get warm enough to where we're going to kind of flatten off and hold right straight into the weekend. So it should be nice. Warm temperatures, you know, we're going to be in the upper 70s, pretty close to the 80-degree mark today. And looks like we're going to coast and sail right into the weekend with this exact kind of weather. Outstanding, I think. A few fair weather clouds. We have a big bright full moon out there. It's a glorious morning. Get out there and enjoy it. I'll tell you, it's going to be a beautiful couple of mornings actually in a row. Dew points are still very comfortable. Temperatures are still in the upper 50s to near the 60-degree mark most everywhere you look. Or maybe a degree or two warmer this morning than yesterday morning. And as we finish off the day, we'll probably see temperatures that'll be pretty close to 78 degrees or so. Perfect thermostat setting, I'd say, and just a few fair weather clouds. No rain in today's forecast. Complete forecast details coming up in a few.
John, taking a look at Suncoast roadways. Things are looking pretty good for the most part. Manatee, see a couple of hot spots right there on 301 as you approach northbound State Road 64, and then southbound as you approach State Road 70, but they're not really bad, and they're not big accidents, no accidents at all, actually. And Sarasota County, too, is looking pretty good. Everything's moving along without a hitch this morning. On top of our news, federal lawmakers are calling for even more airport security following that tragic shooting spree at the Fort Lauderdale airport.
Here on the Suncoast, though, the director of the Sarasota Bradenton International Airport says he has everything under control. ABC 7's Ray Collins has the story.
This is the airport you're used to seeing, the baggage area, the information booth. But that little dome on the wall is your first reminder a lot more is going on than you realize.
We have a couple of matrices set up.
This is James Carlino, the Sarasota Manatee Airport Authority Chief of Police.
If we have an operation going on here, drug task force might be in here, or we're interested in somebody, we can zoom right in on them and take a look at them.
Chief Carlino and Airport Director Rick Piccolo showed us the bank of monitors that keeps an eye on all the angles of the terminal. But when it comes to shootings in the baggage area like in Fort Lauderdale last week, Piccolo admits that's hard to stop.
You can't prepare all the time for deranged individuals or people that are willing to give up their life to take others.
I expect all of us in the Congress will continue exploring ways to protect the traveling public in light of this tragic incident.
Piccolo says his top priority is protecting the traveling public, and he says the airport is safer now than it's ever been.
The old threat was with IEDs or hijacking an aircraft. What you've seen in the last year with lone wolves and the other types and deranged people is the active shooter thing. So we've adjusted our tactics for the active shooter phenomenon, and we'll continue to adjust our tactics every time.
Passengers say they appreciate the extra sense of security, even if seeing rifles is something they're not used to seeing in this country.
I've seen it before in other countries, so never here.
But this is the new reality, and airport police are keeping a close watch. Ray Collins, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
An explosion at a home in Sarasota County has led to the discovery of a meth lab and one man behind bars. The Sarasota County Sheriff's deputies responded to reports of the explosion at a home on Fairview Drive in Sarasota yesterday. Deputies say Andrew Alardi revealed the explosion was the result of various chemicals he was using to produce methamphetamine. A search warrant was executed. Chemicals and over-the-counter medications consistent with the making of meth were found. So Alardi was arrested and charged with the production of methamphetamine and is being held in the Sarasota County Jail.
New details are emerging this morning on a body found in Manatee County. It was found yesterday around 6 a.m. at the intersection of 58th Avenue East and 21st Street East in Bradenton. Manatee County deputies say they found a deceased man at the scene and detectives were then called. There is trauma to the body and the case is being investigated as a homicide. Deputies are now waiting to release the name of the victim pending next of kin notification. If you have any information on this case, you are asked to call Manatee County Crime Stoppers at the number on your screen. And this morning we have an update on a case we reported here first on Good Morning Suncoast.
And now more details being released on the shooting that happened yesterday in Parrish. It took place at a home on Pritchard Road. 65-year-old Rebecca Rawson was shot and killed by 83-year-old Eugene Matthews. Matthews' family says Rawson drove her car through the front gate of their home. She allegedly demanded that they give the dog that belonged to her back. Now, Matthews' son says the dog was given legally to his dad after the death of Rawson's estranged husband.
Matthews pulled out a gun and started firing. One of the rounds went through the windshield of the car and struck the victim and killed her.
Matthews is charged with second-degree murder. He went before a judge yesterday and is being held without bond. Also, a Northport dance instructor has been charged with 2 counts of lewd and lascivious battery on a minor.
The dance studio she taught at now shut down, and parents are left wondering if those claims are true. ABC 7's Dwayne Lindo has the details.
The Haven Dance Studio in Northport is now closed. Doors are locked. 38-year-old Lauren DeBenedetta is accused of performing sexual acts on a 15-year-old female. According to the report from the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office, the instructor was caught in the victim's bedroom. Michelle Lippert's daughter takes classes at the studio, and the news came as a shock.
My daughter loves her. I would have never looked at her and thought that she was capable of something like that. You know, she was very, very sweet to my daughter, very kind to me.
Her daughter started last June. Now classes have come to an abrupt end. She found out about the closing through an email from studio owner Tom Fields.
You know, with a heavy heart that they would be closing the studio immediately and that, you know, we would hear something further on in the future. But at that point, we didn't know what was going on.
The email did not make aware the reason for the closing.
We thought that maybe something happened to Lauren, like a car accident or, you know, something with her husband. It was not mentioned, absolutely not. It was very vague.
As for Melanie Packard, the news also came as a surprise.
We had no inclination. There was never anything inappropriate that had gone on between at least my daughter and Lauren.
Her daughter attended Haven Dance for 3 years. She says DeBenedetta was as close as you can get to a family friend.
We're very fond of Lauren. Lauren did a lot of good for my daughter, especially through times we had with our family that was traumatic.
And now dance moms are just waiting for updates to see what's going on.
You know, a lot of parents, like I said, pay tuition. There's an end-of-the-year concert, you know, that people put money for costumes and for registration.
Dwayne Lindo, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Now, the future of Manatee County schools is starting to look a little pricey. After a workshop held this week, the county is estimating an additional $180 million will be needed to maintain schools in the future in order to expand enough to meet the projected growth in student population over the next 5 years. The district is planning on using bonds to fund $150 million of the new construction. The remaining $30 million will be paid for using millage, sales tax revenue, and impact fees.
The Suncoast is celebrating major strides made in agricultural fields today. Florida Commissioner Adam Pudum is set to speak about how far Florida has come in the last few years at an annual meeting by the Argus Foundation. He oversees the Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services. Now, his speech will not only address progress, but also his long-term vision for the state and future challenges he hopes the state tackles. Other topics being discussed also include the future of water and education. The event is being held this morning at the Sarasota Yacht Club.
Tonight, an old family tradition begins once again.
Beginning at 5 o'clock this evening, the Manatee County Fair will open to the public. The 11-day fair is packed with games, food, crafts, and live entertainment. Each year, the fair starts in January in Palmetto, and this year it will run starting today all the way through Sunday, January 22nd. Tickets are usually $8 for adults and $5 for children over the age of 6. But since it is opening day today, tickets are only $4 for adults and $2 for kids. Now, a complete lineup of the festivities can be found online.
Well, I don't look forward to it as much as I look forward to opening day of baseball, but it's right up there.
Close enough, and the weather might be good for today as far as going to the fair.
Absolutely perfect. I'm sure that'll be a wonderful, wonderful evening for those fairgoers.
I'm going to have to check it out, obviously. I love going to the fair.
I'm fond of those games you can't win. I love those.
The games you can't
Maybe you
win.
could take your balloon animals there.
Yeah, there you go.
Talent.
Make a few bucks. We have some very pleasant weather right straight through the weekend. It looks like we'll talk about that in a minute.
And still ahead, a new state report showing one local school system may be falling behind, the issue that now has some district representatives getting defensive.
And coming up a little later in the hour, is Florida still a hot spot for foreclosures? What one new study is revealing about foreclosure rates in our area. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Selling your home? Insist on a 3D showcase tour from Gulf Shores Realty. Virtual tours are flat and boring and look more like a slideshow than a tour. A 3D tour from Gulf Shores Realty is like actually walking through the home without the drive. Get instant access to your next home from any device. Multiple views give homebuyers a perspective like no other. For a limited time, mention ABC7 and Gulf Shores Realty will provide a complimentary 3D tour with your new listing.
Thinking about having surgery can be a scary thing. Take somebody who's in severe pain, bring them in, take good care of them, and then get them out and back to their life is huge. We focus on minimally invasive approaches when possible, and oftentimes people can be back up on their feet in a day or two with a whole lot less pain than before surgery. We fix people's lives. We do.
It's time to go boating, but first, don't miss the 16th Annual Charlotte County Boat Show, January 12th to the 15th at the Charlotte County Fairgrounds. Show admission is free and on-site parking is only $5. January 12th to the 15th. Visit GoBoatingFlorida.com for more information.
That will look great on you. Every time you shop here, you have the power to change lives.
Does she work here?
No, she's just a proud supporter of Goodwill.
Go ahead. Make a fashion statement. Demand something more than just ordinary. Capture elegance in every turn and drive with flair. Where beautiful styling is standard. Stop in and take a test drive. I'll guarantee you'll never go back to plain vanilla again. The all-new 2017 Fiat 500 starting at $14,999. Only at Sunset Fiat in Sarasota.
What does it mean when New South Window says Factory Direct?
It means we have a factory. It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct pricing.
Plus, New South windows are made in Florida.
For Florida homes.
By Florida workers. Because we know Florida weather.
Bring your measurements this Saturday from 9 to 4 to get huge discounts. New South Window. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Temperatures across the state are pretty mild, actually. Very comfortable, 60 degrees in Tampa. Orlando, if you're headed there, it's 62 degrees. Jacksonville comes in at 48. Tallahassee at 45. Still kind of chilly up there, but, you know, those temperatures are going to moderate as well, along with all the others across the state of Florida. 52 degrees in Arcadia. Wauchula coming in at 53, 55 Mayaca. Parrish coming in at 57, Bradenton 58, so Sarasota, Venice, Inglewood. We're looking at 60 degrees, Boca Grande, and Northport comes in at 54 degrees. Currently at the airport, we have 58 with a dew point value of 55. That's very comfortable. Not much change here in the last 24 hours in the dew point value. East wind continues at about 6. I think by tomorrow afternoon, we'll probably see that dew point value rise to about 61, 62 degrees. And that's where it will hold. It's not going to get warmer than that. We'll look for a little bit of cloud cover to give way to a lot of sunshine as the sun comes up and kind of mixes up the atmosphere, just like we saw yesterday. Then we'll have periods of sunshine throughout the morning and into the afternoon. Then clouds may build again a little bit later on this afternoon and probably dissipate just before sunset. The general flow around a big ridge of high pressure remains almost precisely the same. A nice easterly wind to southeasterly wind occasionally, shifting back to northeasterly wind. So an easterly flow with kind of a north-south drift from time to time. High pressure, the dominant feature for us. Again, a line of showers stretching from Texas all the way up into down east Maine. Warm on this side of the front. New York City enjoying some pleasant conditions. So is Washington, D.C., even Atlanta, not too bad, but there are scattered showers around. North of the front, it is certainly much cooler, and there are some snow showers in progress. Upstate New York, back towards Chicago, a few flurries there. And then on the plains, we're seeing a few flurries. Back to the west, double-barrel low-pressure areas continue to provide lots of snow showers at higher elevations in and around the Denver area. On the mountainous regions to the west of Denver, they'll probably see maybe another half foot of snow today. And rain showers still on the California coast, but kind of lightening up just a little bit today as that low works its way inland. For us, all of these systems move toward the east and away from the state of Florida as high pressure remains in control. Mostly sunny skies, we'll call it on balance, though we'll kind of work in a few fair weather clouds from time to time as well. Mild temperatures throughout the period, don't see any problems there. A few fair weather clouds plus a few scattered areas of showers over on the other coast, but our coast remains relatively dry. In fact, I don't see any large-scale systems that promise storms coming our way for at least 10 days, maybe longer. So we are looking at a very nice weekend indeed. Northeast wind at about 5 to 10 today for boaters. Becoming easterly overnight tonight. Should be a light chop with 2-foot seas. Very nice conditions. And then the week ahead looks pretty nice too, with temperatures in the upper 70s, lots of sunshine, low relative humidity, and nighttime lows that are cool and pleasant with beautiful sunsets. Back to you guys.
Thank you, John. Taking a look at roadways. Manatee County looking good for the most part. There seems to be one hot spot, but it's not an accident or any other kind of impediment, but it is a little bit backed up on State Road 70 in between 301 and 75 as you head eastbound towards 75, and that's right about midway through. Otherwise, everything is looking good all over the Suncoast. Sarasota County looking good all the way from the North Point to the southern tip down in Northport. Now, Manatee County government is still looking for feedback on its Parks Master Plan.
Nearly 500 people have already given their input on the future of Manatee Parks. The Parks Master Plan will provide a 15-year blueprint for the county to develop and maximize recreation areas and open spaces. Project planners are asking for the public to give their feedback before the public comment period ends on January 26th. You can give your input by visiting an online survey that you can find a link for on our website, mysuncoast.com, and click links we mentioned.
And a new report showing that Manatee County is not really up to par with the rest of the state when it comes to evaluating teachers.
But now the school district is disputing those findings. I had the chance to look into the issue and took a look at what you need to know. New information from the Florida Department of Education names Manatee County schools as one of the worst in the state when it comes to evaluating their teachers. But the district's executive director, Ryan Sachs, strongly disagrees.
Nearly all of our teachers and instructional staff in Manatee County had full, complete evaluations last year.
Florida DOE says Manatee is among 11 districts with 25% or more of its teachers not receiving an annual evaluation in the 2015-2016 school year, and only 7 districts are worse than Manatee at completing those evaluations. The DOE says they reached out to Manatee County schools when the district failed to report at least 30% of those evaluations and are missing numbers on 1,000 teachers, while Manatee Schools says that number is actually only 77.
Roughly 350 of those individuals were charter school teachers, which the district does not have the responsibility to actually evaluate. Then there was a certain number, around 200 folks that were not actually instructional staff that the state felt were instructional staff. And so it's a coding error, so we're fixing that. And then the other portion was around people that had left the district for whatever reason.
This is not the first time the district has been under fire. In the previous school year, an even larger number of Manatee teachers did not receive evaluations. When I asked why that data seemed to be a trend, Sachs says mostly due to old data and a large gap of miscommunication.
We just did not know during that window that we needed to clean up information. This year, we've been made aware that there's information that needs to be cleaned up.
But all of these miscommunications, however, have some parents on edge.
I don't know if there's a crack in the wall, but I think that maybe it's gotten a little laxed.
There are several schools that are having problems with teachers. I would feel more comfortable knowing that they do a thorough evaluation. Absolutely.
Manatee County schools have only a few weeks to clarify their data, as February 1st will be when the state's official report is released.
Wow, that's, I'm sure they'll get it up.
Yeah, I mean, just it seems to be a little bit of a data issue, miscommunication, but like I said, they have until February 1st to get that new information updated to the State Board of Education, and then we'll take on the issue again if it's a problem.
Dr. Diane, she'll get it under control. I know her. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast. Facebook, bringing changes to your desktop. What new option may have you switching up your live streams?
And coming up at 5:30, the future of shared transportation may be getting brighter. What new proposal may tackle some of the most pressing concerns with ride-sharing safety? Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Come meet the artists and enjoy their creations at the Sarasota Fine Art Festival. Over 100 artists and thousands of works of contemporary art in photography, glass, sculpture, jewelry, and much more. The 5th Annual Sarasota Fine Art Festival, Saturday and Sunday, January 14th and 15th on Main Street between Osprey and Orange Avenues in downtown Sarasota. Bring your love and appreciation of art to the Sarasota Fine Art Festival. For more information, visit ParagonArtEvents.com.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on a pedal. You get a clean mop head that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
All right, it's 5:24, and one airline is bringing free Wi-Fi to all its flights.
ABC's Diane Macedo and Candace Gibson have the details.
In today's Tech Flights, JetBlue is offering a new perk, free Wi-Fi for everyone on domestic flights.
Passengers will be able to tap into gate-to-gate high-speed internet access at no extra charge. The company says the service is also better and faster than what's available on other carriers.
Humble brag. Millions of Facebook users have become fans of Facebook Live, and now there's a new way to use the live stream feature.
That's right. You can use Facebook Live on a desktop computer or a laptop in addition to your mobile device.
And speaking of Facebook, there's one guy you won't be able to escape, Zuck. One user has has discovered you cannot block posts from founder Mark Zuckerberg.
Here's the thing, though. You can shut off access to the site's COO and even Zuckerberg's wife, but not the boss himself.
I've never even tried to block anybody on Facebook. Didn't know that it was an option.
I wonder if that works at home. He's like, no, you will listen to me.
I wonder if it works with co-anchors.
Those are your Tech Bites.
Have a great day.
Mute.
Tech Bites, brought to you by Aleve.
For lower back pain sufferers, the search for relief often leads here, here, or here. Today, there's another option, drug-free Aleve Direct Therapy, a TENS device with high-intensity power that uses technology once only available in doctors' offices. Its wireless remote lets you control the intensity, helps you get back to things like this, or this, and back to being yourself. Aleve Direct Therapy. Find yours in the pain relief aisle.
Emerge restored, fortified, replenished. Emerge every day with Emergen-C, packed with B vitamins, antioxidants, electrolytes, plus more vitamin C than 10 oranges. Why not feel this good every day? Emerge-and-C.
Quilted Northern works so well, people can forget their bathroom experience. But these birds see all and forget nothing. Except this one, who has an outlet for a face.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining. ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
Being the caregiver for my husband is truly a blessing, but sometimes it's easy to lose a part of myself. To be my best, for him and for me, it's important to have time to be able to recharge. When I called Tidewell Hospice, they gave me the chance to do just that. They helped me find the time to care for myself, all the while with the peace of mind of knowing my husband is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Flooring Depot has been serving Sarasota and Manatee counties for over 20 years with the best products and installation. Flooring Depot offers carpet, tile, hardwood, and more. Before you buy, give us a try. Stop by our showroom or visit us on the web at bestvaluecarpet.com.
So get the new year off to a great start with safety and peace of mind. Subaru offers more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. And Subaru had the best resale value of all brands for 2016. Now you can lease a new Subaru Forester for just $209 a month, or get 0% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Start the year off right with a great deal during the Start Something New event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Come drive the most awarded SUV of all time, the Jeep Grand Cherokee, or shop the area's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers. Stop by today and drive away in a new Jeep Compass for just $14,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today.
What does it mean when New South Window says Factory Direct?
It means we have a factory. It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct pricing. Plus, New South windows are made in Florida.
For Florida homes.
By Florida workers. Because we know Florida weather.
Bring your measurements this Saturday from 9 to 4 to get huge discounts. New South Window. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.
All right, we have coming up on Good Morning Suncoast presidential press conference, Donald Trump addressing the Russian hacking scandal and why his intelligence communities are finding things there.
Plus, more arrests in the Orlando police shooting investigation as the manhunt continues for the main suspect.
And a Tampa Bay father accused of killing his daughter by throwing her from the Skyway Bridge will now get his day in court.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Welcome back and thanks for joining us. I'm Jacqueline Matter.
And along with John Scalzi, I'm Don Brennan. Indeed, thank you for joining us. And Donald Trump putting on a show yesterday during that press conference.
Yeah, that was certainly interesting, wasn't
Yes,
it?
yes. Make America great again. Take back America. That's what he seemed like he was taking back and taking away some press credentials to boot.
Yeah.
A lot of stories there.
Yeah.
We have some pleasant weather for you today. A lot of cloud cover giving way to sunshine, mild temperatures in the afternoon. All in all, it looks pretty nice out there. We have a big ridge of high pressure sitting over the deep south, nosing down the state of Florida, providing us with a beautiful, beautiful afternoon. Temperatures currently are in the upper 70s across the region, near 60 along the coastline, and we'll top it out today at a very mild and pleasant upper 70s with no rain in today's forecast. Complete forecast details coming up in a few.
All right, thank you, John. Traffic is picking up a little bit as far as volume is concerned in Manatee County. Seeing Palmetto there on 301 as you head west, or head east, excuse me, from 301 towards Interstate 75, excuse me, easy for me to say. But other than that, there's not really a lot going on in any of the counties. Manatee's looking good, and Sarasota's completely free and clear of any impediments this morning. Now, topping our news this half hour, President-elect Donald Trump used his first news conference in 6 months to take aim at the media and the intelligence community.
But happening overnight, the nation's top intelligence official got on the phone with Trump and defended his intelligence committee. ABC's Karen Travers has the latest.
Donald Trump blasting the U.S. intelligence community.
I think it's a disgrace that information that was false and fake and never happened got released to the public.
The president-elect confident that even though the FBI is investigating the unsubstantiated allegations about his ties to Russia,
there's nothing they can come back with.
Director of National Intelligence James Clapper spoke with Trump Wednesday evening, saying they both agreed the leaks are, quote, extremely corrosive and damaging to national security. But Clapper also defending the intelligence community. I do not believe the leaks came from within the IC. And for the first time, Trump saying he accepts the intelligence community's conclusion on who was behind last year's cyber attack on the Democratic Party.
As far as hacking, I think it was Russia.
Trump also finally laying out what he'll do with his business after January 20th, saying he'll maintain ownership of the Trump Organization, which spans more than 500 companies in at least 14 countries. And while he says, sure, he could run his company and run the country, he has relinquished leadership, putting the organization in a trust and turning it over to his two sons. The president-elect will preside over no new deals, but his sons can. They just won't do any new foreign deals while he's in office. The director of the Office of Government Ethics weighing in with rare public criticism of Trump's plans.
It's wholly inadequate. That's not how a blind trust works.
Confirmation hearings for Donald Trump's cabinet continue today on Capitol Hill. On the hot seat, his pick to lead the Pentagon, General James Mattis, and Dr. Ben Carson for Housing and Urban Development. Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
Developing overnight, a third suspect has been arrested in connection with the shooting of a police sergeant in Orlando.
Now officers are charging the woman they believe is helping their main suspect, Markeith Lloyd. Jamie Slaughter is one of Lloyd's ex-girlfriends, and police say she helped hide Lloyd after he shot Deborah Clayton. Lloyd is wanted for gunning down Orlando Police Master Sergeant Clayton at an Orlando Walmart on Monday. Orange County Sheriff investigators believe Slaughter returned to that Walmart just 90 minutes after Clayton was killed, as well as circled the area where Lloyd escaped from. Investigators also say her phone records show she kept calling the cousin of Zargi Main, who was previously arrested for suspected involvement in the case. Investigators now have also arrested Lloyd's niece, 27-year-old LaKentia Smith Lloyd.
In a follow-up this morning on the dad who killed his 5-year-old daughter by throwing her off the Sunshine Skyway. In 2015, doctors say he is now competent to stand trial. The dad, John Johnchuk, has been receiving treatment to restore his competency to be tried. Now, Pinellas Circuit Judge Chris Hellinger has set a competency hearing for March 27th. Remember, little Phoebe was the one who was thrown off the bridge at 5 years old.
Certainly sad situation there. Well, this morning we're getting a closer look at the Senate's efforts to block a measure that would have prevented Congress from repealing key provisions in the Affordable Care Act. The measure was introduced by U.S. Senator Bill Nelson, and now the Republican-controlled Senate blocked it yesterday by a vote of 47-51. Senator Nelson says the measure would have saved many seniors here in Florida about $1,000 a year on the cost of prescription drugs. The measure also would have prevented the Senate from considering legislation that repeals the Act's provision aimed at closing the gap in Medicare's prescription drug coverage.
And patients who qualify for medical marijuana under a voter-approved constitutional amendment can start buying cannabis in about 90 days. Some doctors started a push to establish 3-month relationships with patients even before Amendment 2 went into law on January 3rd. Others have questioned whether the current statute restricted doctors to just ordering marijuana treatment for terminally ill patients. Now, the Office of Compassionate Use has announced it's up to doctors to decide if they want to order marijuana for patients with medical conditions that would make them eligible for cannabis treatment under an Amendment 2. Now, this possibly months before the new rules go into effect.
As far as enforcement, the department will only initiate enforcement actions. Well, our priority for enforcement actions for patients or physicians is going to be those who are operating outside of the current regulatory framework encapsulated in Florida law.
Florida law already allowing full-strength medical marijuana, but only for terminally ill patients. Patients must have a 90-day relationship with the doctor before the doctor can enter an order for the cannabis treatment.
The Department of Homeland Security is warning the public about a cybersecurity flaw that could allow hackers to remotely take control of a person's defibrillator or pacemaker. The vulnerability has affected St. Jude medical device transmitters, and in order to correct the problem, the security patches will be rolled out over the next several months so that the devices can continue to send data back to medical professionals. St. Jude laboratories say it's not aware of any deaths or injuries related to security or any specific device or system that has been targeted. Officials also have been investigating the device's security since August.
And a leading health insurer says it will no longer cover the EpiPen. Cigna says it will only cover a lesser-priced generic version that EpiPen's manufacturer, Mylan, launched last month. The EpiPen is used to help stop life-threatening allergic reactions. Mylan has been under fire for raising the price of EpiPens more than 400% since 2009. A 2-pack currently costs more than $600. The generic version costs half of that. One critic of Mylan is President-elect Donald Trump, and he has vowed to stop drug companies from increasing the cost of medications.
Well, open enrollment deadlines are rolling around the corner, and if you have not yet applied, well, you're running out of time. The deadline for enrollment in the health insurance marketplace for coverage this year is January 31st. Most people do qualify for monthly savings, and certified application counselors and navigators are still available to help you get started. Here on the Suncoast, help will be on hand in Venice to anyone who could use it. The event is in partnership with Venice Regional Bayfront Health. It starts today at 4 o'clock and will continue through 8 o'clock tonight. They do ask that you bring some paperwork ahead with you, and you can find all that information at sarasotahealth.org.
And Florida is still a hot spot for home foreclosures, but new stats show some hope for the state. Data provider CoreLogic reported this week that while the state remains one of the nation's highest foreclosure areas, the number of homeowners who have lost their properties is falling. The report shows Florida leads the U.S. in foreclosures with over 48,000 of them, but that amount is down by nearly 42% over last year. Even with the number being lower, the total is still significantly higher than in other states. Looking ahead this morning, changes in the Florida Senate could lead to better prospects this year for ride sharing.
A renewed proposal has been presented for the change, this to prevent local governments from regulating ride-sharing services like Uber and Lyft. The proposal came just yesterday in front of the House and the Senate to create statewide rules for transportation network companies, set insurance requirements, and a level of background checks for independently hired drivers.
This is something that came out that ultimately, became competition for an industry that did enjoy exclusivity for a long time. they don't have a problem with it. They just don't want an unfair competitive advantage given to them by government.
The measure would require a transportation network company to have a third party conduct a local and national criminal background check on all drivers.
One company is creating a unique and fast way for visitors to get around the state of Florida, revealing this week its first 240 passenger train set to make stops in West Palm Beach, Fort Lauderdale, and Miami. Come summer of 2017, passengers will be able to take Brightline trains in those locations, and the company's president is steadfast on providing high-speed rail to Orlando as well.
We're advancing what it means to travel by train in America with a completely new way of doing that. We're not competitive with those other forms of transportation like Tri-Rail. We're additive to those. This is a new, smarter way to get about, to go to the places that you're already going within the state of Florida.
This is just phase one, with the end goal providing travel from Orlando to Miami, and it's tied up in federal lawsuits right now. And until then, these new age trains will be available to ride in Miami in a few months.
Well, that looks pretty neat.
Yeah, ride by train, like Jesse James and his crew back in the day.
Right. Well, those new trains, though, they feel more like airplanes on the ground.
Right, they go so fast, and they're so well equipped and
beautiful.
Yeah.
And the ride is so super smooth, and they're nice. We have across our region some pretty weather to share with you. We'll talk about that coming up in just a few.
And also in Health Smart, blood pressure levels are rising, not just in the U.S., but globally. We'll tell you what a new study is revealing on the increase, so stay with us.
Our goal is to do things better than anybody in the country. What makes Sarasota Memorial Hospital's program so special is that it's taking care of the patient in every aspect of cardiovascular disease. And in this community, the patients are very active. The idea is not just to get them over that operation, but to get them back to doing the things that they enjoy doing.
Come meet the artists and enjoy their creations at the Sarasota Fine Art Festival. Over 100 artists and thousands of works of contemporary art in photography, glass, sculpture, jewelry, and much more. The 5th annual Sarasota Fine Art Festival, Saturday and Sunday, January 14th and 15th on Main Street between Osprey and Orange Avenues in downtown Sarasota. Bring your love and appreciation of art to the Sarasota Fine Art Festival. For more information, visit ParagonArtEvents.com.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today at our new kitchen and bath cabinetry locations.
Go ahead. Make a fashion statement. Demand something more than just ordinary. Capture elegance in every turn and drive with flair. Where beautiful styling is standard. Stop in and take a test drive. I'll guarantee you'll never go back to plain vanilla again. The all-new 2017 Fiat 500, starting at $14,999. Only at Sunset Fiat in Sarasota.
What does it mean when New South Window says Factory Direct?
It means we have a factory. It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct pricing. Plus, New South windows are made in Florida.
Fort Florida Home.
By Florida workers, because we know Florida weather.
Bring your measurements this Saturday from 9 to 4 to get huge discounts. New South Window. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.
Are you paying too much for your cable or satellite TV? The U.S. government passed a bill mandating free over-the-air digital transmission of all broadcast network television channels. That means with the new TV Freeway digital antenna, you can get free HD programming from your favorite broadcast networks 24/7 without a bill. You just plug it into the back of your TV and start watching all of your favorite broadcast programs for free. There are no contracts to sign, no hidden fees, and no monthly fees. Just free HD broadcast TV. Take it with you anywhere. Call or go online now to get your TV Freeway stick for the incredibly low price of only $14.99. But wait, call or click now and you can get a second TV Freeway stick for a second TV. Just pay a separate fee, but you have to order right now.
Call 1-800-809-5196 to get your TV Freeway. Call now or go to tvfreeway.com. So call 1-800-809-5196. This offer's not in any store. Call now.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Temperatures right now at the airport are coming in at a comfortable 58 degrees, almost 60, with a dew point of 55, making it feel pretty comfortable out there. We have an east wind that blows lightly at about 6, and we have pressure that's high and continues to be so. A little bit of fair weather cloudiness out there, but I tell you, you can still see that big bright full moon through those clouds, and it's a very pretty sight. Across our region right now, temperatures generally in the upper 50s, most everywhere in inland areas. And then right along the immediate coast, we have some 60s. So if you're heading out the door, I think a lot of you will be just fine without jackets. Some of you may still want a light sweater. But certainly you'll be able to lose that this afternoon as our temperatures climb to near the 80-degree mark. So it's going to be a lovely afternoon. We'll start the morning off after dawn breaks with a lot of sunshine for the morning hours and into the afternoon as well. Satellite view shows the effect of that high-pressure ridge on most locations in the state of Florida. A few clouds have come up overnight from the south and from the east. But all in all, with that high-pressure ridge in place, we should spend most of the day on the sunny side. After we get into the late afternoon, we might build a few locally grown clouds, and that could, at times, bring us a sky full of fair weather clouds. But that won't last long either. Those will all dissipate as we head into sunset. Frontal boundaries extend between low-pressure areas through the eastern half of the United States, especially through the Ohio Valley, creating rain showers there and a transition from mild temperatures below the front to cold temperatures above the front. The front itself is not going to sink a whole long distance south. In fact, this is pretty much where it's going to stay until it basically washes away. So we'll see these showers kind of persistent for a day or two in this same general location. Back to the west, a couple of areas of low pressure move onshore. The first one producing snow showers in and around the Denver area, where they can see perhaps as much as almost a foot of snow. And then another low-pressure area moving inland will allow for some more showers near the California coast, but those are in the process of dying down, so good news there. Mostly sunny skies, a few fair weather clouds, and then mild temperatures today. If you look at the snowfall totals across the country, Denver's the hot spot. That's where the heaviest of the snow will fall with that slow-moving low-pressure area. But as I mentioned, a little under a foot of snow, probably in most mountainous locations. Rainfall futurecast for us shows the effect of that high-pressure ridge and that easterly wind flow. A few clouds kind of slung back in this direction. Maybe an isolated shower or two moving into inland areas, but I doubt the coast sees very much. And the chance of rain, very, very small. The forecast for the winds today is nice, coming in at about 5 to 10 during the afternoon. Easterly first, switching back to the north and then back to the east overnight at about 10. And the forecast for the week ahead keeps it mild and sunny with little chance of rainfall right straight into the weekend. Back to you.
Thank you, John. Taking a look at the roadways, things are looking good for the most part in Manatee County. Things moving along, no accidents or delays. I guess the one hot spot or two hot spots are both east and westbound traffic on State Road 70, just east of 75 as you approach and as you leave. Doesn't look to be too bad. And also Sarasota County, volume is picking up on 41, but doesn't seem to be any other issues at all this morning. Now, research is revealing the world's blood pressure is going up. I realized mine was going up the other day when they took it.
Well, that's according to a new study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association. Researchers found that the rate of elevated systolic blood pressure has grown substantially between 1990 and 2015. And they analyzed more than 800 different studies from 154 countries, examining information from nearly 9 million people around the world. Now, systolic pressure refers to the amount of pressure in your arteries when your heart muscle contracts and then pushes blood into your veins. Now, their analysis projected that an estimated 3.5 billion adults had systolic blood pressure on the high end of that scale between 110 and 115. Another 874 million Americans were at 140 or higher. And today it's time for another stop on the Dream 18.
Yeah, we're going to Chance to check out the 15th hole at Bentry Country Club in Sarasota with Doug Mockery, so let's take a look. Welcome to another edition of ABC7's Dream 18. We're here today at Bentry Golf Club, and I'm joined by Doug Mockery, the director of golf here at Bentry. And there are a lot of changes, a lot of differences, and one of them is right here on the 15th hole. It's a par 3, but it was never here before. Now it is, and you have several different places to tee off from. Explain to me what I'm going to do on this hole, Doug.
Well, the key is going to be when you're shooting here, it's not an overly long hole, but it's a slightly elevated green, as you can see, so a high shot will receive the green better, and it's styled like a postage stamp green, so we'll need to try to keep the ball, if you miss, to the left, where it's a little bit flatter landing area.
All right, here we go. Woo. Ah. Let's get another ball. All right. I don't know where it went.
Just short.
So like a sandwich.
Yeah, and then 9 iron.
Right here, I think, right? Yep. So if I get a nice up and down, I can par this hole.
Yeah,
see?
so even why not put it in the hole?
Let's not go crazy, Doug. I do that all the time.
Let me show you a trick that may change an issue that you have in your swing. Line up the hip.
All right.
Put this thumb like this. Now, go ahead and hit that ball.
I don't want to let you down, Doug. Oh my God, look at that. Wow, that was awesome.
Yeah. All right, let's go see how we can putt here.
All right. Left to right, normally.
Good call so far, yep. Very good.
Too hard, huh? Wow,
yeah, just a little too hard. Yeah.
Go, go, go. See?
Oh, good try. That's better than how you hit the first one.
Right.
If you did that in the first one, that would have been nice.
So I would have been up and down for par. Instead, I had a, what was that, a 3 or 4 putt? But a 3 putt? But that was good. Doug Mockery here out of Bentry, and thank you for joining us for another edition of ABC7's Dream 18. Yes, it's always nice to have my terrible game on display.
Yeah.
Now, what he showed me, you couldn't see that as up close, but he said when you put your hands on the clubs, don't use those 2 fingers. On any club you use, because it'll work. And then this way you won't overpower the club. And now my whole golf game may be reinvented.
I'm going to have to challenge you to a game of golf because honestly, I have never hit it in the water, and that's the second time
I've never not hit it in the water, as you've seen. And enough about my golf game. Still ahead, and one man's talent for knitting has led to viral stardom. So he knits better than I play golf. It's not much about what he's knitting, but where. We'll tell you the details coming up.
From meeting curious lemurs to feeding big cats and hosing down rhinos, there's never a dull moment. And sometimes these amazing animals chime in.
Watch Animal Outtakes every week on ABC7.
Selling your home? Insist on a 3D showcase tour from Gulf Shores Realty. Virtual tours are flat and boring and look more like a slideshow than a tour. A 3D tour from Gulf Shores Realty is like actually walking through the home without the drive. Get instant access to your next home from any device. Multiple views give homebuyers a perspective like no other. For a limited time, mention ABC7 and Gulf Shores Realty will provide a complimentary 3D tour with your new listing.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
Rose takes her volunteering for Tidewell Hospice very seriously. But she knows how to have fun, too. And that's what she brings when we're invited to visit patients as part of Tidewell's pet therapy program. People love to see her. She really brightens their day. She makes people smile. And in end-of-life care, a smile can be a wonderful gift. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Flooring Depot has been serving Sarasota and Manatee counties for over 20 years with the best products and installation. Flooring Depot offers carpet, tile, hardwood, and more. Before you buy, give us a try. Stop by our showroom or visit us on the web at bestvaluecarpet.com.
It's time to go boating, but first, don't miss the 16th Annual Charlotte County Boat Show, January 12th to the 15th at the Charlotte County Fairgrounds. Show admission is free and on-site parking is only $5. January 12th through the 15th. Visit GoBoatingFlorida.com for more information.
I support Goodwill because when I donate or shop, I have the power. The power to change lives.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee counties since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
What does it mean when New South Window says Factory Direct?
It means we have a factory. It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct pricing. Plus, New South windows are made in Florida.
For Florida Homes.
By Florida workers, because we know Florida weather.
Bring your measurements this Saturday from 9 to 4 to get huge discounts. New South Window. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.
All right, check this out. Knit one, purl two, knit one, purl two. A man who makes homemade sweaters of different popular locations, then posts pictures of himself wearing these sweaters at the locations. It's gone viral. Sam Barsky's Facebook page features the fantastic sweaters of famous locations like Stonehenge, Times Square, the Golden Gate Bridge, and Niagara Falls. Wow, he's doing a great job. Also interesting random ones like some power lines and what appears to be a dog's favorite napping spot. Barsky's creations have reportedly won awards at the Maryland State Fair and have been displayed at a Baltimore art museum. Now we have the Manatee County Fair. Maybe he'll come here with those. I mean, it's interesting. They're pretty ugly, but they're interesting, aren't they? I mean, is that
they're
right?
not,
I thought at
they're
first
not
I thought
definitely
it was,
fashionable, but maybe to some people they are.
Yeah. Some people like ugly Christmas sweaters. Some people like ugly location
Hey, maybe he's just trying to keep warm.
Takes a lot of time to make one of those.
Yeah.
Got a lot of time invested in that hobby.
It's definitely an accomplishment.
It is.
And
certainly.
It's nice, but interesting, but ugly. That's my opinion.
I agree.
We're going to get you one, Don.
All right.
We're going to invest in one for you.
5:57. We're coming back with more headlines after this.